Let there be peace shared among us. Let there be peace.
You may be seated. Thank you so much, Carol. Well, it's our last Sunday in January, a month of faith, and I'm looking at what's possible. Do you have any idea what's possible?
Everything.
Very good. I've come to the right place. I'm with my people that know. And in Scripture, this is true because Mark chapter 9, verse 23 says, all things are possible to him that believeth. Now, metaphysically, we don't have to go very far. If we truly believe, all things are possible. Now, how does this show up in your life?
Chiefs win.
The Chiefs win. It's a belief. And it worked, didn't it? This time. Any other example? And the farmer and the cowman can't be friends. Well, let's see. We're going to have an interesting ride. So you might fasten your seatbelt, and if the mask drops, put it on yourself first, and then help others. Are you ready?
Yes.
What's possible? We are in this. So Ernest Holmes, I love this man. He started religious science, which goes by the name Center for Spiritual Living. And in his wonderful book, Science of Mind, he brings forth this wisdom. When you say all things are possible, you're affirming that the power that created the planets is now operating in your affairs, in and through everything you do. This is so wonderfully stated. When we affirm and know that all things are possible, we're living in the presence, in the very magnificent light of God. Because is there any lack in God?
No.
Is there any weakness in God?
No.
Is there anything God can't do?
No.
Thank you. So when we're believing that we're one with the power that created the universe, where are we? We're in the right place. We're in the present moment. We're in the now, opening ourselves to possibility. Now, through our life experience, there have been many situations that we didn't think there was any way out. Our own co-founder of Unity, Myrtle Fillmore, they gave her 6 months to live. She had tuberculosis throughout her body. And when she heard, I'm a child of God and I don't inherit illness, she went into her living room. She sat down and she began to bless every organ of her body and asking forgiveness for ever thinking her organs to be anything less than divine. And it took 2 years, but she completely healed from unhealable tuberculosis. It happens because all things are possible when we believe it. We've got to affirm what we believe and know. Okay, so co-founder Charles Fillmore says it this way: the only door to this life is the I am. This abiding is a conscious centering of the mind in the depths within us by means of repeated affirmations of our faith and trust in it. So these two minds, Ernest Holmes and Charles Fillmore, are both pointing to our need to know and believe in our truth. And each of us is a truth student. Each of us must come to our own understanding. But the law of the universe is the law of the universe. And what we put into our life in the I am is a powerful expression of just do it. When you put I am in front of anything, it adds the power. Why? Well, I am is one of the ways that we speak of the name of God. When Moses was up on the mountain and said, who should I say is talking to me? He said, I am that I am. And I am for us, when we say I am love, we're saying a deep, profound truth about ourselves. We can be a little loose with our am, because if we start going around and saying, I'm tired, I'm frustrated, what are we affirming? And what am I going to feel like? Exhausted, tired, listless, careless. But if I say, boy, that workout at the gym exhausted me, I think I'll eat something. I think I'll rest. I'll have a glass of water. Very different than I'm exhausted. So the I am is a powerful way to direct our truth. I'm strong, healthy, and whole. I'm one with God. I'm in love with all of you. It's a blessing when we can bring into our center the knowing of our truth and affirm that truth to bring about. Because what we think, what we believe, creates our experience. It's a powerful way to live when we can be present to knowing our truth. Here she is, Martha Smock. She's a great writer, and what I love about her is that when I read her, I understand the truth deeply, and it inspires me. So here she says, if you find your inner conversation with yourself running along negative lines, you have the power to change the subject, to think along different lines. This is where affirmations of truth are wonderfully helpful. Anyone ever have negative lines? Are you too tired to raise your hand? Of course we do. We're human. We are. And in our humanness, we're going to run along negative lines. Occasionally. Sometimes with family. Sometimes with the people we work with, or neighbors, or the people who are driving on I-35 or not driving on I-35. Or you're just trying to get here for hospitality and they have the audacity to do construction and not allow you to turn on Green Road. It's just not right. We can change that dialogue. It's one of the blessings of having the mind. If we see ourselves going along whatever negative route, we all have them, we can stop, go, oh, thank goodness this city is doing infrastructure work. I bless them as they do it. Or, whoo, they really need to get someplace fast. I'll give them some space. It changes our experience. It may have an effect on other people, but it changes our experience. And if we're pity-potting, if we're all sad and running those negative lines, who is it hurting? Us, each of us individually. but we have the power to change our thinking. Right? Yes. Why am I talking so high? I don't know, but it was fun to ask the question. Oh, that was nice and loud. Neil Donald Walsh, great author, says affirmations do not work if they are merely statements of what you want to be true. Affirmations work only when they're statements of something you already know to be true, something that you are already grateful for. So, this is worthy of understanding because even an idle thought, I'm happy and wealthy, is positive at least. But an affirmation to work, we need to drink it in. We need to own it. And it's creative visualization. So we picture it. We picture that great outcome we want, and we know it. We're grateful for it already in our lives because everything that's created is first an idea. I'll repeat it. Everything that's created was first an idea. Nothing's just created out of thin air. It's our thought process, that vision and idea that manifests. And our choice to bring about good in our lives is conditional on how much do we believe it. Here's the rub. If you can't truly believe that you have $10 million coming to you, it's not going to come to you. You have to be grateful that it already is. The blessing in our lives, truly it is a blessing that we do not have a thought and it instantly is manifest. There would be a lot of dead people. That's called grace. There's space and time between our thought and our creation and the manifestation. Sometimes it's a short time. It could take years for manifestation. So what I can drink in deeply is that I am one of the wealthiest people I know. And I know that in the very cells of my being, I am wealthy. And it's not conditional on $10 million. I'm wealthy just as I am. And I'm open to $246 million coming into my life today. But it's not conditional on how wealthy I already am. Do you understand? So as we drink in our truth and we know it with gratitude, because what happens when we express gratitude? It expands. It's a creative movement, gratitude is. So if I'm grateful that I'm so wealthy, just as I am, I'm already feeling the benefit of my wealth. And then the universe knows what it needs to do. It needs to support my belief. The universe is amazing. All we have to do is decide what we want, and we're given it by the universe. Thank you, universe. So as we go forward this week, I ask you to join me with this personal exploration. Practice mindful breathing, meaning we think inhale. We think exhale. We inhale and we exhale. We might focus on a candle flame or an idea. Peace, be still. Or a color. Mindful breathing allows us to let go of the past, let go of the future, and be here now. Then choose your affirmation. It's good to choose an affirmation. Love, wholeness, healing, balance. What do you want? I want more breath. I want more prosperity. What do you want? Choose your affirmation and affirm that truth knowing it already is. Because you can at least say, at least it's in my mind. It's in my heart right now. It is. And we can expand to visualize that in our lives. I'm so relaxed in my wonderful wholeness. So affirm the truth, knowing it already is. And then why be grateful for this manifestation? Because it expands it and helps it grow into our lives. So it's a nice little circle of knowing, believing, and manifesting the truth. And that's what's possible. Thank you.